We have invested in roads, we have invested in water, transport, we have invested in dairy, and we have invested in air. So there is reason for Ugandans to celebrate and even be optimistic about the future of this country, with President Museveni being sworn in again for another term. And I want to congratulate Ugandans for choosing to protect the gains of our God and also improve on them, both as a nation, but also as individuals.
Congratulations, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. This country has changed over the years. We've been here. Yes, we've seen businesses grow, industrial areas grow, Ugandans begin to produce high-value products. We have seen women, especially, take up positions both in business, trade, but also in government. We have the female vice presidents. We have, senior government officials who are women. What Uganda has and many of our neighbors do not have is peace. So let us continue being peaceful. Let us continue on the legacy that President Museveni has put in place of empowering ourselves. Go and learn something. Go and start something. We have this opportunity. Let us take it up.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Ginshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules. Plant extract, scientific ratio. Take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day. Don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Ginshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Good morning, Uganda. Thank you so much for watching UBC TV this morning. If you are just joining us, I welcome you. Thank you so much. And if you started the show with us, thank you for choosing UBC TV to start your day and to start the day with you. It's Good Morning Uganda. My name is Julie F. Nantaba, and this morning we are looking at understanding the sovereignty bill in its current format. My guest this morning is Kambura Milton, a global peace ambassador, who I really wished we'd had this conversation with even before all the meetings with different groups and different Ugandans at committee level, but nevertheless, we still have him here in studio to speak into this matter. Now, of course, it comes at a time where the president 5 days ago also took to his socials and wrote his 2 cents as to what he believes or what his intentions were when he introduced this idea to the cabinet. And he warned us against the kerere that we are talking and speaking, of course, in regards to whatever we've been saying as regards to foreign interference, remittances, and all of the conversation that it carries. So let's have a perspective of what Milton Kambura sees it as Milton. Good morning.
Good morning, my sister.
A pleasure having you this morning.
I'm very happy to see you again.
Right.
And our viewers and Ugandans all over the world, good morning. This is the Pearl of Africa. My name is Global Peace Service Ambassador Kambula Milton, the President of Global Peace Foundation. We promote peace in 52 nations with our headquarters in Washington, D.C. But in Uganda, we also have an office in Kenya, Tanzania, Nigeria, Egypt, South Korea, all those countries. So we are also praying for peace in the Middle East.
Right.
And we pray for you, President Trump, and of course the leadership of Iran and the Prime Minister Netanyahu for this ceasefire to continue and talks to continue, so that the global crackdown and the breakdown of the economy can be able to be recovered.
Right.
So we love peace, really. All of us must love peace.
Surely, indeed. And one would wonder how realistic that can be in line for it to happen completely. But let's come back to where we are, and that is understanding the sovereignty bill of Uganda in its current format. First, let me get your 2 cents. What's your perspective on the bill? Since it was tabled on the 15th of April, what were your thoughts? Where was your mindset? What did you think?
As you know, I first thank the President, really, because we have been complaining, and I thank him. He was not able to misunderstand some of us. He took us seriously. And UBC, I thank you for the call you made last time. And I also wrote to the President. And as civil society agencies, we also provided a voice. But the question you are asking, this act comes at a time that is strategic in the history of Uganda. The name alone, you see, the National or Sovereignty Bill, the word sovereignty is very important here. Everyone would think, yes, this is what we've been missing. But when you go down the content, you realize many things are still missing, and there is a need for public dialogue on this. Consultation. There should be consultation with the people who own Uganda, the indigenous communities of this country. And so the bill, its objectives, particularly in its current shape, is basically coming to close the gap. What they are talking about, to close the gap about protection of sovereignty, of Uganda's sovereignty. But I want to tell viewers that Uganda is protected. No one can claim Uganda. The territory of Uganda is protected under the United Nations Article 2. So that is the international framework that gives us power to be represented and to sit and to be recognized as members of the United Nations. That is our territory being protected globally. So a chapa chafe teri muntu agenda kuchimba into a chapa these days you buy land and the title you have 5 people. You know these things in Kampala. No one can steal the land title of Uganda. Uganda is owned by Ugandans, as per that article. Let me come to the National Constitution. Article number 1 of the National Constitution, power belongs to the people. So who owns Uganda are the people. They have the enshrined constitutional framework, Article number 1, that everything that must be done in Uganda must and should be done by Ugandans. They must approve. Even when we are discussing about sovereignty, they are the ones to define. They already defined it in all the articles in the Constitution, to the extent that they even have Article number 3 and 2, that they will even elect their own leaders after 5 years. Now, when it comes to the Constitution again, that anything to do with their sovereignty to redefine, or kongeramu, or kujamu, there shall always be a referendum. This is very this is legal power now that the Ugandans have. So whoever wants, even the Attorney General knows this, whoever wants to discuss issues to do with redefining or adding on the powers of Ugandans, there shall always be a referendum.
Right.
So when we are discussing the sovereignty bill, it doesn't just end in Parliament. Mr. Attorney General know that. So there is abuse, there is misuse, there is over-glimacy, there is that over-pampering, making the president busy for nothing.
All right,
you know.
Let's look at what the president posted 5 days ago, and this is in regard to him making clarity, bringing clarity to what he really, where his heart is. Just to, in case you have not yet got a chance to sift through it, in there he's said that I've noticed a lot of Olwari noise kerere regarding the sovereignty bill. Which sovereignty bill is the worry about? The one I initiated in the cabinet or another one? The bill will stop FDIs, foreign direct investments, support for religious bodies from abroad, remittances from Ugandans working abroad, etc., etc. Really? That is not the bill I initiated.
Exactly.
And he goes ahead, of course, to share why the bill was initiated, giving us a bit of history. And he says that it was about what we fought for and what the whole of Africa fought for ever since 1900. And that is in regards to slave trade, as of course the white man came to the rest of Africa and colonized Africa, except of course for Ethiopia. But therein he tells us of the lessons that Mwalimu Julius Nyerere fought for. And in conclusion, he says, I have talked to Honorable Hamson Obua and the chairpersons of the relevant parliamentary committees to make the bill concentrate on the sovereignty of policy decision making and not to meander in the areas of freedom of private enterprise transfers or private money transfers or church donations. And of course he went ahead to have some biblical quotings in there. So where do you think the ball was dropped when the bill was tabled? And do you think that his intent will actually be achieved today?
Of course, I thank Mr. President. Thank you so much. You're still sober in these matters. And Homson Oboa, my colleague, and Bahati, Honorable, of course, even the Right Honorable Speaker, and the Attorney General. We want to tell you that Ugandans are alert. They love their country. Please do not just, you know, some of our friends out there, they are still so ignorant. And the exposure to international, but also even African continental issues, they are kind of bankrupt. So what the president is telling you that please shut up, stop immediately. That's the letter. Really? He's even saying it. The old Democrat is saying, really? Are you mad? So that's the contemplation. We cannot have this kind of debate and say we have a parliament. And my sister, this is the point. You cannot say you are building a policy for Ugandans that those abroad intending to send support to their families, that those are foreigners. That man must be arrested. You cannot say, me who's receiving support from my relatives from abroad, that I'm also agent of a foreign agent, and then you arrest me. Then you also put a limit of 400 million. Are you mad? Are you really in your senses?
Right.
Look at this. The last point on this is that you cannot also say that I am working with an international agency and I'm receiving grants, support to transform the Uganda, to contribute, to complement the president's effort.
Right.
NRMs, then you say I am also an agent of foreign forces. No, these are different concepts. We are not threats to Uganda, and that's why the president has been there for 45 years.
Now, Milton, allow me also pose a question to our viewers. From your perspective, thank you so much, first and foremost, for watching the show and following the conversation. The number is 0709-602592. And from your perspective, does the protection of the Sovereignty Bill 2026 address the right challenges? Do its solutions go far enough? What is your opinion? 0709-602592 by text WhatsApp, but also go onto our X handle at UBC TV Uganda. The hashtag on there is UBCGMU and share your opinion. Be part of the conversation. We are understanding the sovereignty bill in its current format. Now, many Ugandans were trailblazed, many Ugandans were dismantled and taken off the cliff, really. So as we speak right now, the sovereignty bill is understood in a totally different way. But as a global global peace ambassador.
Yes.
And from your standpoint, from your vantage, it's quite evident of the fact that indeed you're in support of the bill in its right context as the president aired it to us. Could you simplify in language and layman grassroots language, simplify what the bill means actually?
Actually, this bill means that you and me, at some point, we are not going to be the real citizens of this country in its current format. And therefore, the promoters, the founders of this bill, either must show us the real true Ugandans somewhere who are going to take over Uganda and throw us away. Two, its intention is to turn us slaves for those coming.
But
so this is you said in the language they understand.
Yeah, and in
the
current,
implication
in the current format, after committee sittings, therein we do have the drop of the proposal that Ugandans in the diaspora are classified as foreigners, and of course there was
exactly
it was narrowed that some broad and ambiguous clauses
yes.
that could criminalize no more interactions with foreign entities
exactly.
be dealt with. These are some of the results that came
yes.
out of the committees.
And that committee, actually, I'm starting to appreciate when the president said, is this parliament still relevant? Sincerely speaking, in your head of heads, at this particular time, can't you differentiate between sovereignty and, because they are mixing things, peace and security. And peace is about uniting people for social cohesion, for collaboration, to be united, the power of unity in diversity. Minister of Internal Affairs and that department, please differentiate the two. This is a matter of ignorance. It's not a matter of peace, because you cannot dismantle the sovereignty of the country by turning Ugandans into foreigners. You can't say they are all they are allies to people who are coming to threaten Uganda. No, that's not good to say that. In a matter of fact, I was trying to guide that why can't we therefore use this opportunity in the review process and say, hey, sovereignty bill should have the context of that Ugandans will go to school and learn in their local language, learn a curriculum that builds their capacity to use their locally available materials into finished products for export. That is now sovereignty. That they will speak their local language, that in the parliament all the MPs will speak in their local language. You know, that is sovereignty. Right. That our territory will and shall always be called Uganda. Maybe even changing the name of Uganda, because after all, we don't know the meaning of Uganda. That is now sovereignty. That our currency will be backed up by the gold that we have and compete with the United States dollar. That is sovereignty. That Ugandans, in pursuance of fulfilling their constitutional mandate, shall promote and observe and defend human rights. You know, those that all political parties shall enjoy their political civic space. That is sovereignty. That all Ugandans, when you're going to the supermarket, Ugandans, when you are buying things, 60% of the things you're buying are all made in Uganda from locally available natural resources. That's sovereignty. Not this stupidity where a Ugandan is a threat to a ruling government. Rather, you must understand that some of us who are in America, China, we have gone to collect tugenzo kunona sente. Ukateke debatu bada, you will say it in Uganda. These people have what belongs to us. My sister, let's wake up. So if Museveni has launched such a kind of campaign, the diaspora is giving us 5% of our GDP. We needed to go up to 35% of our GDP. So now you are shutting down and frustrating Musei's vision of turning our country into a 500 billion trillion economy by 2040.
Right.
Where shall this money come from? We must go talk to our partners. Please, we want to transform our education. Please give us the resources. Please, we want to build our roads. Yes, locally we only contribute around 30%, 30 to 40% of our tax collection. It can't do much.
Right.
But corruption is the one frustrating us. Now this parliament is also frustrating us. At some point we'll close this parliament. We will call, I'm telling you, we'll close this parliament. Or
From
reduce the number.
your perspective, does the protection of the Sovereignty Bill 2026 address the right challenges, or does its solutions go far enough? What is your opinion? 0709-602-592. And you can also go onto our X at UBCTV Uganda. The hashtag is UBCJMU. We don't need that bill as Ugandans are big. This is someone called Reagan. And please, government, don't sit on citizens' rights by using the laws. I have Kambura Milton, president of the Global Peace Network, and he is the Global Peace Ambassador, who's the headquarters. You will pardon me there. My mind had frozen, but headquarters had are in New York, you said?
In Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. Right. And of course, he represents 52 countries preaching the gospel of peace. And that's what we're talking about. That is understanding the sovereignty bill in its current format. Now, from what the president said and what was tabled to us on the 15th of April, who went wrong? What happened in your perspective? Why was this sold to us in a way that the president did not intend in your perspective?
My sister, we went wrong, all of us. Because if one Ugandan makes a mistake, all of us, we take ownership of that problem. We voted wrongly. We voted wrongly. This is true. And where does the problem come from? From the family. The parents, and they are divided, separation of couples, divorce rate is high. Children are from single mothers, single fathers. There is a lot going on in the community, and some of us don't see from the top. Because what you see at the top reflects the mirror of the disorganization, the conflicts, and the chaos that is at the ground in the family. So who went wrong is that now we have MPs. They don't know their mandate. They think they'll just come around and make us busy. How much money do you think has everyone, their attention is on the bill? Do you know what it means diverting the entire population of Uganda from going to gardens, schools? We are here, we would be in our offices. Now we are discussing somebody's ignorance, swimming in a swimming pool of ignorance to define and defend our sovereignty. Nobody, even a government, does not play around people's sovereignty. Their right to freedom, to their right to life, their right to assembly, to self-consciousness, religious and cultural rights. You don't talk about those things. So here is the thing. Members of parliament always know we are your bosses. You are voters, the whole country, you own our contract. And so we have even the power to tell the Chief Justice to actually remove you immediately because you are lacking the standard of representation. And that's why, like the president said, look, really? Are these the matters that took us to the bush? He understood us because we went to the bush for self-African, continental, pan-African liberation, self-determination, so that we have self-rule, self-governance, and rule of law that is enshrined within our cultural values. But here are the people, even when you look at the speaker, just representing the United Kingdom. Look at what is on his head, a smelling cap that is representing the presence of the British here in Uganda, just like all other countries. So I'm saying the sovereignty bill would say from all today, the Speaker of Parliament will dress like an African and speak like an African. Do you understand? That is sovereignty bill. Not mixing things. These guys are really mad. And I'm calling upon peace, because when you fracture and pass that bill, it is going to make my work hard to bring and unite the people, to unite kingdoms, to unite religions, to unite all political parties. And our youth will now understand that you are useless useless fella, and they will throw you out of that office. And so I'm saying, keep cool, don't pass this bill. The parliament is going to sit today. The cabinet has an emergency meeting. Please let my voice guide you, men and women, that you are there for a contract. Your legacy is about protecting what we want. What we want is what? What we want is to make sure youth unemployment ends. And that is sovereignty bill. It means to talk about education that works for our interests as Uganda. And one is that our sovereignty cannot be achieved until Africa is integrated. Do they understand that thesis? Right. You cannot about that my Uganda. No, we are talking about a full ministry to be established, the Ministry of Africa's Integration. So that now we push an agenda that is broad-based, inclusive, with the other voices from Africa. Then Uganda becomes the light and the womb of the realization of the Africa's vision of 2033.
Right. Now this conversation is starting to roll its carpet out, but we can definitely not live without getting your opinion. So do share from your perspective, does the protection of the Sovereignty Bill 2026 address the right challenges? And do its solutions go far enough? 0709-602592. And also, that is for WhatsApp, but also at UBC TV Uganda on X, and the hashtag is UBCGMU. Reading some of the comments coming through. Morning Uganda, I love how our parliament proves to be busy when it comes to passing bills. Some bills are passed under the influence of money materials or in fear because of party leniency. Anyway, that's Uganda. It's not a new thing. My worry is an individual and a citizen of Uganda is this bill doesn't favor the illiterate. In conclusion, it doesn't protect because most Ugandans do not know the true meaning of the sovereignty bill. We need a full lecture on the sovereignty bill. Thank you for the show. Call me Unique Felix Jalpara from Moroto, Mabu City. Nice. Thank you very much, Felix, for being on the show. And please, we are also praying hard that it should fail since we do not need it. This is Shadrach.
Yes.
And somebody else comes through and says, Thomas Onyu Kampala Luero, I think Uganda is not yet ready for the sovereignty bill. Please, Uganda, let's go slowly. And someone else comes through and says that bill will affect us born-agains who are getting help from our friends abroad. This is Ochora Frankwell in Gulu. And I'm Innocent from Yumbe. I just like the way the guest is showing his anger towards the stupid bill. I'm really enjoying his speech.
Thank you, my brother.
These are the comments of our viewers. Yes. Thank you so much. I can see you are called Waiki.
Waiki, thank you.
All right, thank you for being on the show. Now, Milton, let's start to wrap this up. What are your parting shots?
Basically, my parting shot is Parliament, wake up, because we are going to remove you even before you swear in if you really not really understand that you came at a time when everything is almost...
So some of them are not coming back though, so even if they don't swear...
I'm telling them, you know, we work for legacy. These guys, we are going to, you know, villagers know how to pay them. They throw raw eggs on them. They make them sit behind and say, "Ah, you're drunk on a loose."
You don't wrong, don't make it right.
So literally, my parting shot is, we, in our time, 40 years, the country is stable. We don't need to disrupt the peace that we have achieved a little bit, border to border. And so work is about to turn that stability into economic prosperity. So what are you doing? Are you just drunk with this peace, or you are waking up to build companies, to manufacture cars, to manufacture your own shoes and provide for your own food, for your nation and the world? So I am concluding and saying it is long gone where we used to make laws to punish one political party. No, we cannot allow the anger of government or the anger of the opposition political parties, some of them, to just fight each other and start manufacturing laws that actually end up even frustrating all Ugandans. This law may be in the spirit of punishing one individual or one political party or targeting one maybe development partner. No, we will not allow that. in instance, we need wisdom of the president, because after all, he's the one who makes the final signature. Mr. President, do not allow such kind of nonsense, because Ugandans have loved you. They have loved your family 45 years. Don't pay them as such and leave them a legacy of a law that is going to turn them into slaves. After all, the money that built the current Israel, 1.2 trillion, was mobilized from Europe and America, and they built a country called Israel. Equally to Africa, we are still demanding reparations in trillions of dollars, and so part of our effort is to collaborate with the Western powers to really support our development. So I am saying, Mr. President, we are not your enemies, we are not threats to this nation, but we have wisdom and models to propel and complement the role of government. Indeed. And so that is not to turn us into enemies, Mr. President.
Right, thank you very much. Milton Kambura, Global Peace Ambassador, been speaking with us in understanding the sovereignty bill in its current format. Brings us to the end of this conversation, and I'll close it with a comment from a viewer. Good morning, my UBC beautiful persons. This is Nelson from Ginger City. The sovereignty bill is something which is going to kill, destroy, and make the country to lose all the values of the United Nations. It's something which is going to kill Ugandans, including those who are supporting it. Ending with that, and we look forward to what Parliament decides today. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
I know what Uganda needs. When General Caleb Akantwanaho retired, Salim Saleh presented his long, detailed analysis of Uganda's economy and structured recommendations for improvement in the form of the Third National Development Plan, NDP-3, to President Museveni. He laid out the kinds of problems that many Ugandans feel every day, but rarely see captured in one place. He was doing what he has done for years, breaking down the problems holding back ordinary Ugandans. He talked about distortions in factors of production, such as land conflicts that choke investment, the high cost of finance for ordinary people, the shortage of skills among youth, the slow pace of value addition, and the gap between production in the villages and the factories in industrial parks. It was the kind of diagnosis a technocrat offers when trying to get a country unstuck. The president's reply was striking in its simplicity. I know what Uganda needs. At first, to others, it might have sounded almost dismissive. But when placed in the context of 40 years of state rebuilding, economic reform, and political stability, it revealed something deeper. A belief that Uganda's path to transformation has been consistent, deliberate, and informed by lived experience rather than theory. His confidence is not based on guesswork. It's based on the journey already traveled. He always stresses that any serious revolutionary discussion about the economy of Uganda, or indeed much of Africa, should include the following questions. 1. What was the economy of Uganda like in 1900, at the dawn of colonialism? 2. What was the economy of Uganda like in 1962, at the sunset of colonialism? 3. How and what was the magnitude of the collapse of the Ugandan economy between 1971 and 1986? Idi Amin, Obote II, Okello. 4. What, therefore, was the economy of Uganda like in 1986? 5. What is the Ugandan economy like today, and why?
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Brought to you by Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda. Welcome to MV Silver Fulu, a vessel born from heritage, crafted with purpose, and sailing toward the future of Uganda's marine tourism. Hand-built by Uganda's traditional boat builders, carpenters and artisans, this stunning 60-foot hardwood canoe blends culture, craftsmanship and conservation.
My name is Alison Porteous. I've been living on Balago Island now for 28 years. A few years ago, I built this boat, the Silver Fulu, which carries up to 45 people. And that means we can bring people to the island. Start by carefully tasting a little piece of chocolate. Just the chocolate, and let it melt in your mouth and swallow. I would just like to tell those who haven't been on the Silver Fulu before. The Silver Fulu is a cichlid fish, a tiny little fish that was made extinct by the British introducing the Nile perch in the 50s. As you see, it's in the shape of a fish. The dorsal fin at the top, and the captain sits underneath the tail of the fish. The whole boat has been built in Uganda by Ugandans, except for the Japanese Yamaha engines. So I'm very proud of it as a Ugandan product.
Brought to you by Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Good morning, Uganda. Welcome back from the Silver Fulu. I think I want to travel by the Silver Fulu and enjoy all of that chocolate. It's time for business. My name is Julie F. Nantaba, and we're starting off with Matters the Media Center. Uganda has launched a nationwide coalition to transform the agricultural sector and end subsistence production. The initiative brings together key government and agricultural stakeholders on inclusive prosperity through coordinated action, Now, a new coalition bringing together Operation Wealth Creation, the Ugandan National Farmers Federation, the Parish Development Model, Secretariat, and local governments at that. Let's take a listen.
So the result is a paradox. A fertile, agriculturally rich nation where rural poverty persists as a stubborn national challenge.
Look forward towards working together and achieve the socio-economic transformation agenda of the country. Thank you.
For the
photo shoot.
We're in the farming sector. We are excited for this coalition. For the first time, the 5 pillars of socio-economic transformation are coming together to join forces and bring to an end subsistence farming in the country.
The coalition is systematically identifying, documenting and amplifying these stories. We will need you, the media, creating a living record of programs, impact that informs policy, inspires communities, and demonstrates accountability to the Ugandan public. A coordinated operational partnership to address agricultural transformation, not through isolated interventions, but through an integrated parish-level implementation framework. This coalition is not ceremonial. It represents a fundamental restructuring of how government wealth creation programs are designed, communicated, demonstrated, and embedded at the grassroots.
All right, now let's move on to Salo Salo Road, where residents along that road, Salo Salo Road in Bukoto, have welcomed the ongoing construction works initiated under the directive of the Chief of Defense Forces, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, with many highlighting the project's growing impact on local business activity. The improved road infrastructure is not only easing traffic congestion by providing an alternative route, but is also creating a more favorable environment for businesses operating in the area. Traders report increased customer access, smoother delivery of goods, and enhanced visibility for shops and services along the road. This development is positioning Salo Salo Road as an emerging commercial corridor with potential to attract new investments and stimulate further economic growth within the suburb. Let's take a listen to the story.
Johnny Malak is the proprietor of Tofa Restaurant and Bar located along Salo Salo Road in Bukoto. Malak's business was about to collapse due to the bad road.
Like 2 years I'm here, the road is too bad. We're almost planning to leave because of the road, no customers are coming. So when the UPDF came, that time we had some hope. But finally yesterday, we put the tarmac, the road is excellent and the customers also calling us.
However, with the intervention of the Chief of Defense Forces, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, Malak's business and other businesses along the road are now happy that their businesses will boom.
Very delighted to have this road worked on. It had very bad potholes. We want to thank the CDF. MK, thank you very much. We want to thank the engineers that we've worked with, like Engineer Kato.
For the first time, you guys have made it. I've never seen it actually. In 3 months and you finish up. This is a surprise. I'm so happy. The shop remained. The customers are coming.
For hope to Musabe and her tenants, they say the flooding caused by the poor drainage system will be sorted.
At least now we can sleep. We are having sleepless nights. Now we can sleep comfortably without any worries. Yeah, but I want to thank UPDF for the good job they have really done.
But all these challenges are now in the past after the CDF ordered the construction of 780 meters Salo Salo Road connecting Bukoto to Northern Bypass.
And then when we were given the directive by the CDF, when we came here, we were able to, as you can see, to construct a road, a paved surfaced road with a double drainage, a closed channel, double drainage, where my left side takes water and my right side also takes water downwards, and we have culverts of 600 on both sides of the road. These are culverts that were laid on the road.
The works have been undertaken by the UPDF Engineering Brigade, and the construction works kicked off in December last year is due for commissioning.
I would finally want to thank the mighty Chief of Defense Forces, Uganda People's Defense Force, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, for giving Engineering Brigade a chance to come and work on these roads, and also for contributing to the development of our country.
The Salo Salo Road is now among the many works by the UPDF Engineering Brigade. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Kampala.
Surely, indeed, that's some good news for the residents of Bukoto on Salo Salo Road, indeed. And that brings us to the end of what we have in business from the business desk this morning. My name is Julie F. Nantaba. Robert is coming up with the agenda, talking about the Magistrates Courts Amendment Act 2026, its impact on access to justice. Be part of the conversation, 0709602592. And his guest is the treasurer of the Uganda Law Society, Arthur Isiko. Be part of it because it's information that you need. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC. Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21 hash and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Genshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules, plant extract, scientific ratio. Take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day. Don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Genshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product.
In 1986, a new chapter